welcome to our very first episode of the Moxie Movement. If you're a multitasking mama, a thriving businesswoman, and you're rocking all those multiple hats, then this is going to be your sanctuary, your empowerment zone. And guess what? It's because I'm just like you. I'm Sarah Greener, your host and fellow journey walker in this wild world of business and motherhood. A place where my business ambition meets the lullabies and spreadsheets meets the storybooks. Let's get real. My reasons for starting this podcast come down to the journey that I've traveled. And for a long time, I thought it was just a Sarah journey. I thought it was something that I did on my own because I was a little bit crazy, because I like to do stupid on steroids. And stupid on steroids I did do. I worked 60 to 100 hours a week at one point on our business journey. We had 5 businesses on the roll at that time. While you wouldn't have known it, I was also a mother and a wife. We had a home. I was giving a lot of time back to our community, and it was just chaos. And for a long time, I thought that was a me problem, that I wasn't super good at saying no. And so when people asked me for my help, I would say yes. And then I started working with other women in business, and I realized, oh, it's not just a Sarah problem. It's something that comes out of something much, much deeper in the way that women have so many expectations on them. And the more roles you take on, the more expectations you end up with. What I mean by that, I think there's this real laundry list of things we're expected to do as women in each of the roles. So if I think about the list of things I need to do as a mother, and then I think of the list of things I need to do as a wife, and then you add to that, when you start your business journey, there's a whole list of things that you need to do in your business. It starts to get chaotic. It starts to get stressful and overwhelming. And I think more importantly, as women who are used to running the home and being the primary parent, we're really good at doing that without help. We're really good at just juggling it all inside our heads. And that becomes problematic when you start a business. And it becomes problematic because when you start doing those same behaviors inside your business, it all turns to custard. So the Moxie Movement was born out of that. It was born out of the fact that I thought it was a me problem, and then I started seeing lots of other women who were mums and businesswomen struggle with it as well. And the more I dove into this topic, the more I realized there was a problem. If we look at the stats in 2023 people, not 1953, 2023, women are still doing 70% of the load of the free work at home on average. So that means some of you are doing more than that. And yes, some of you are doing less. But on average, 70% of the free work at home. That shit is absolutely ridiculous. In fact, you will still be doing more than your fair share right up until you're earning 100% of the income in a household. That's when the shift at home, the shift that helps run your household and gets your kids out the door in the morning, gets to 50-50. Add that to the statistic that women in business, only 12% of us make more than $100,000 in sales, not profit, in sales per year. And only 4% of us ever make more than $1 million in sales. We haven't even looked at what falls out the bottom, but I suspect not as much as it should be. And so when I look at those two stats, I haven't got the science to back it up, but my opinion is those two things are closely linked. Because if you're using your brain power, your energy, your focus, your time to make sure that everything's going smoothly at home, you don't have much left over to make great decisions in your business, to invest in your business. And so you don't get where you want to go in your business. And it just feels like you're on the hamster wheel and you're never going to get out. We talk about it as the world's most epic juggling act. And we want to help you recognize that you can still do all of those roles. You can have the business and a baby. And you don't have to juggle anymore. We have to get you to a place where you can put some of those things down and do them one at a time rather than trying to do 3 things at the same time. And so on one Christmas Day, I had been at work all day. Yes, I know, Christmas Day. I get it. It was bad. In hindsight, you can see that in the moment. I was just doing what I thought a good boss would do. I was doing the work that I was asking my team to do, and I was showing up to be part of the team. Unfortunately, on that day, some of my team didn't show up, and so I ended up working. I rang my husband to come work, and our child got left with a babysitter on Christmas Day. And at 7:30 that night, a child that has always gone to bed on time and read her stories and gone off to sleep no problem at all, refused to do so and asked the babysitter to call mum or dad. And so she managed to get hold of dad, and she said to dad, next time you guys need to work on Christmas Day, you need to tell me. I need someone to come home and read me a story. Now, I didn't. I stayed at work. And Johnny went home and read her the story and put her to bed. And when I got home, I think about 1 o'clock in the morning the next day, I leant over her bed. She was sound asleep by then. And I promised our 5-year-old girl that I would never, ever do that again. And what follows on from that is not a magical pill that I swallowed or a fairy godmother that came down and tapped me on the shoulder and told me that now my life was going to be better and I was going to work less and I was going to be home and more present with her. What happened was a journey over a period of years where we deliberately and slowly made changes to our lives so that I could be the present mum that I wanted to be and the loving wife I wanted to be, and I could have success in my business, because you can do all of those things. You just have to have the right tools in place. And so this podcast is really an ode to all those evenings and weekends where you and I have both worked when we really felt like we should have been somewhere else. We felt lonely and guilty because we were either at business or we were with our kids, and either way we were feeling guilt about it. And I didn't feel like I had my people. I couldn't find my people because people didn't get it. People didn't get that I wanted to be a businesswoman and a mum and a wife all at the same time. The comments I used to get were things like, oh, I don't know how you do it all, which really speaks volumes to the problem that we're talking about. Now I found my people. I found my people that support me on this journey, and I want to make sure that you've got that tribe of people too. And I want to give a huge shout out to the people that helped me on that journey. So one of those people significantly is my husband, Johnny. I have the distinct pleasure of having a husband who gets it and who shares the second shift. As I'm recording this, Johnny's been away for 2 weeks. And so I am feeling max appreciation for the work that he does around our household, because I've been doing it on my own for 2 weeks. And that's what I mean by the second shift. If you're doing all of that on your own, you're going to find running a business as well overwhelming. You're going to point your finger at the business, and it's not the business. It's your whole life. It's the whole picture. And we can fix it so that's not the case anymore. And so I really need to say that Johnny has got us so far on this journey because he's had my back, and he helps share that load. He helps do half of the parenting. He helps do half of the second shift at home when it comes to making sure that the household runs. And that is a game changer. One of the conversations we have at the Moxie Movement is all about how do we make sure that we're having that conversation at home and setting the expectation that we are going to share this load at home. I'm also deeply lucky to have a daughter who has embraced this journey with us. As we speak, she's working on her Market Day project, so I suspect we've raised a little entrepreneur there too. Both of them have been so important on this journey and really make up some of my why. The rest of my why is the fact that I've been lucky enough to connect with a group of women who have been able to do this journey. And some of them have had bumpy journeys like me, where they've worked crazy hours, worked till late in the night, and then got up early before the kids got up to do their workload, that have been hugely supportive of me on this journey based on their experience. And many of them have lifted me up on the days when it's been a bit challenging. A huge thank you to my clients. So much of what we're going to talk about is the journey that they've been on as well. And also I have an amazing group of people that have been behind us getting to this point with the brand and the website, the work that's gone into the content that you are going to see comes from a whole tribe of amazing, collaborative, creative women that I would not be without. To all of my fierce band of businesswomen who have my back and help show me the way and allow me to stand on your shoulders, a huge thank you. All right, my lovely listeners, so gear up, because we are going to dive deep every week. So whether you're managing to get out on that morning run or prepping for that next big meeting, Make sure you're subscribed on your favorite platform so the notifications let you know that we've got some juicy content tailored just for you. Wondering what I've got planned? We're going to serve up authentic conversation stories and strategies that resonate with your journey. Interviews? Absolutely. I'm going to be bringing in my mentors and business buddies who've been instrumental in my journey, and I promise they've got some golden nuggets for you. And hey, got questions? Drop them on our Facebook or Instagram. Every week we'll pick a question and we'll dive deep. Before we part today, remember to keep the momentum going. Dive into our freebies over at themoxiemovement.com, join our vibrant community on Facebook and Instagram, or get exclusive insights from Moxie Mail. Thank you for joining me on this first step of our Moxie movement. Together, we'll rewrite the narrative, challenge the norms, and build lives we're proud of. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. I've got your back, and so does our entire community. Let's go be the glorious exceptions, and I'll catch you on the next episode.